Welcome to the Manifesting Millions podcast. I am your host, Rashida McFerrin, in this episode, we are going to be talking about how to build credit from scratch. I am going to go over 3 quick tips that you can utilize if you are starting over, say you don't have any credit, say that you need to rebuild your credit. Here are 3 quick things you can put into play in order to get started down the road to having that 700 to 800 credit score. Number 1, open a secured credit card. And for those of you that don't know, a secured credit card is when you take the money, say it's $250 or $300, $500. You can take the money out of your bank account and say, I understand that I wasn't able to secure a traditional credit card, but I want to open a secured credit card. Will you take $500, however much the amount that is required out of my bank account, use it as collateral, and then open me up a line of credit? Then you use that credit card just like you would any other regular credit card. You have to pay the bill on time every month. You have to pay it off, and it reports to the credit reporting agencies. This way, you can show your bank or future credit card lien holders that you have the capacity to be able to handle your credit responsibly. And as far as the time frame, I suggest a minimum of letting it be there for 1 year. You pay your bills on time. And the other thing that allows the bank to feel more comfortable in extending you this line of credit is that it's secured against your own assets. You gave them the money in order to open the line of credit. So if you end up not paying it, they're just going to take the money that is used for collateral to pay it off ultimately. And then no one really loses in the situation. So it kind of balances out if things don't turn out the way that they initially planned or you initially planned. The next tip is that you're going to set it up on auto pay for monthly bills to avoid late fees. Bankers think of fees. Late fees, oftentimes, it's free money because you choose not to pay your bills on time. So it literally becomes a stream of income. And if you just want to continue to paying financial institutions free money because you choose not to pay it by that date, then so be it. They'll keep charging you. If you put your stuff on auto pay, you don't have to think about it, and it's one less thing you have to manage during the month while you're going through and managing your everyday life. I think auto pay is the greatest thing since sliced bread. My job is to make sure that there is more than enough money there in order to pay the bill, and then the auto payment just debits from the account. It's so simple. You do, however, have to go in. I suggest doing a year-end audit on your auto pays to make sure they're not overcharging you, because banks and financial institutions can get slick with this. So you have to go back in, double check your stuff to make sure that they're only debiting the amount you authorized. Then if there are some discrepancies, you have to work with your bank in order to figure out how to deal with and resolve the discrepancies that are there. And it has happened several times with the bank where on their end, they're messing up stuff. Trust me. It takes less stress for you when you're trying to manage a bill being due by this date, a bill being due by that date. Who wants to operate on a frequency like that? I know I don't. I don't have the energy to sit up here and be worried about what day a bill is due on something and when it has to be paid. My job is to create income and money and for it to flow into our accounts. That's my job. I'm going to let the machines handle the other job, which is the automation piece of it. And like I said, I might do a mid-year check depending on where we are in the process. And number 3, keep credit utilization below 30%. Okay. The 2 biggest key factors in determining your credit score is number 1, payments. Number 2, your credit utilization, which is how much credit of the credit you have been extended by the banks that you are using and paying off. It is a good idea to keep it below 30%. The industry standard recommends actually below 20% in order for it to be healthy and reporting to your credit in a positive manner. So, let's go back to number 1. Let's say you have a secured credit card. Say you get comfortable with that secured credit card. It's been reporting to your credit for at least a year. Now you've established some credit, and then you go apply for a non-secured credit card and you get approved. Now you're managing one secured card and one non-secured credit card with a little more flexibility in regards to how much credit you have, because now you have credit utilization because you have two credit lines. For simple sake, let's say you get approved for $1,000 credit card, and then let's say the secured credit card is $500. So now you have a $1,500 credit limit on your credit. Your goal is to keep the credit utilization, meaning what you use and spend on the credit cards, below 30%. 20 to 30% of that 1500. You can do a quick calculation on a calculator to figure out what that is. That's the simplest way to understand that. And I just wanted to do this quick episode. I might tackle some other credit issues and or factors to consider, being that we're getting ready to go into real estate season, and it's going to be the first real estate season since the market went left in 2022/2023, that will have decent activity based on the fact that we have new leadership, based on the fact that, as President Trump says, we're entering the golden age or an age of enlightenment. But feds are going to, I think they've already cut rates once, but they're going to continue to cut rates, at least I know 2 more times. They meet every month, at least 2. I'm hoping, look, I wish they would cut it like 3 or 4 times, but that's being really optimistic. I know they're going to cut rates at least 2 more times. In preparation for everyone who is interested in buying a home, getting ready for the spring real estate season, I'm going to encourage you to get your credit in order. I can do a couple of more of these episodes where we're talking about what you need to do in order to prepare yourself to buy a house. That is pretty much it for this episode. As always, you can find us on Rashida.ai or RashidaMcFerrin.com. All of our course offerings, both real estate and crypto, are listed. My socials will be listed in the show notes. Thank you all for listening. If you like this episode, please share with someone that it may help. Bye for now.